Northwest Now is supported, in part, by viewers like you. Thank you.
6 die in a horrible crash near the Port of Tacoma. Just one in an endless stream of car crashes easily found all over the web from dash cam recordings. The mayhem is unreal. Sometimes accidents.
1, 2, 3.
Sometimes 1,000-horsepower supercars racing in traffic for money all night long. All within the context of increasing lawlessness as so-called sideshows take over the streets in Tacoma, Seattle, and all across the nation. Tonight we discuss the numbers with the State Patrol and the Traffic Safety Commission showing fatal accidents are getting more frequent with no end in sight. And Steve Kiggins with the story of a mother who lost a child now calling for a new focus on traffic safety. If you've asked what in the heck is going on out there, so is everybody else. And that's the discussion next on Northwest Now. Doing 10 over in decent conditions is one thing, but some of the absolute reckless, situationally unaware, unpredictable, and downright hostile driving we see out there now is something entirely different, and it's showing up in the numbers. The Washington Traffic Safety Commission's dashboard has all the data right there in black and white, and the news is not good. The upward trend in fatal crashes has been going on for a long time, but in the past few years, the curve has zoomed upward with 750 people dying last year. This year, as of the last report at the end of July, 413 people died on the state's roadways, which could put us on track for the deadliest year since 1990. That's before stricter DUI laws and before all the new technology in cars. When you really wring out the data, the State Patrol and the Traffic Safety Commission have urged drivers to think about the so-called fatal four: driving impaired, driving distracted, driving fast, and, believe it or not, driving unseatbelted. But the experts think that in the past few years there's something more going on, and figuring out exactly what that is has been elusive. It might have something to do with the pandemic, but again, exactly how that made the roads more dangerous isn't exactly known. What is known is that every traffic death robs a family of a loved one. And as Steve Kiggins tells us, it's a pain that just never really goes away.
I miss his little face. I miss him so much. I miss all that he could have been. I miss all that he would have done.
Amber Wheeler from Parkland carries a pain no parent should bear.
We're just here to have a vigil and remember.
Nearly 100 gathered at 134th Street South and Pacific Avenue South in Pierce County in late November, holding candles and vigil for Amber's 13-year-old son. It happened back in late 2022 in July, when 13-year-old Michael and a buddy activated this lighted crosswalk across SR7. Michael's pal crossed unscathed, but Michael was hit and killed by a driver. This candlelight vigil held nearly 18 months after Michael's passing, honoring traffic violence victims during the World Day of Remembrance.
This is a busy, busy 4-lane road, and just watching his friends cross it tonight, my heart skips a beat every time I see them start to walk. I can't imagine that people use this every day, and there's so many near misses, and there's so many other people who have been hit in similar crosswalks.
Wheeler now fights relentlessly for pedestrians and cyclist safety since her son's death. Seen here praising a slew of bills meant to save lives.
Michael will not get to benefit from the changes and improvements of the streets in our community. However, the people he loved will.
The tragedy that took her son and changed her life forever is only blocks away from her front door. But she now sees it as a new pathway that makes transportation safe for all.
I know what happened here, but I also try to help make sure that this doesn't happen to anyone else.
Reporting in Parkland, Steve Kiggins, Northwest Now.
Joining us now are Washington Traffic Safety Commission External Relations Director Mark McKechnie and Washington State Patrol Trooper and Public Information Officer John Datillo. Traffic safety in some ways is kind of one of those day in, day out stories with a constant drumbeat of accidents and television news stories that last 30 seconds. But this issue that we're talking about really stands out, which is why I wanted to have you both in. We are going back in time, back into